What's up? We are in chapter 4 of James. And I don't know what title I was going to I had two options of what the title was going to be. So I'm going to just say it and you can choose which one will best fit how you want to interpret the word. First is draw near to God, or rejoicing and boasting is evil. Starting in verse 1. From whence come wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence even of your lusts that war in your members? Verse 1. While pride and selfishness are natural to fallen humanity and often serve as a basis for advancement in worldly rank, James named these as the source of wars and fightings within the congregation. Lust refers to the pleasures of life, the pursuit of which leads to conflict. Ye lust and have not, ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lusts. Verse 2 through 3. Two statements distinguished by paired opposites. Lust, have not, and kill and desire, cannot obtain. And two direct assertions, fight and war, and have not because ye ask not. Describe the problem to which the circumstances had led. Likely the murder James speaks of refers to the intense anger in Matthew 5:21 through 22. Their desires were unappeased because they were asking amiss. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of God. Do ye think that the scriptures say in vain, the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy? Verse 4 through 5. Adulterers and adulteresses refers to the congregation unfaithfulness to God. This charge was common in the Old Testament of Israel's relationship to God in Isaiah 54:5 through 6, Jeremiah 2:20, Jeremiah 3:6 through 10, and Jeremiah 20. Ezekiel 16:38, Ezekiel 23:45, and Hosea 1:2, and Hosea 2:5 through 7. Self-centeredness is cast as diametric opposition, enmity towards God. But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he said, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Verse 6. James quoted Proverbs 3:34, God resisteth the proud. Resist is a military term used to describe an army arrayed for battle. To remain in sinful pride is to invite God's battle array against you. In contrast to this, God giveth grace unto the humble. Submit yourselves therefore to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to God and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned into mourning and your joy into heaviness. Verse 7 through 9. James issued 10 commands needed to resolve the conflict within the congregation. Submit to God carries the idea of self-humbling. Resist the devil suggests an active resistance against temptation. Sinners and double-minded people are parallel terms. Double-minded recalls the doubter. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. Verse 10. The words humble yourselves and he shall lift you up summarizes the path to having forgiveness from God as well as reconciliation among members of the congregation. Speak not evil one another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother speaketh evil of the law and judgeth the law. But if thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge. There is one lawgiver who is able to save and to destroy. Who art thou that judgest another? Verse 11 through 12. Criticism is malicious, judgmental speech towards others. It violates the royal law and by extension the Mosaic law. Go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year and buy and sell and get gain. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away. Verse 13 through 14. In a hypothetical but realistic scenario, James accused a merchant who had big designs on making a profit of leaving God out of his plans. neglecting to entrust our hopes and plans to God and his counsel is a paramount to arrogance and unbelief. For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. But now ye rejoice in your boastings. All such rejoicing is evil. Therefore to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is a sin. Verse 15 through 16. The phrase ye ought to say and what follows indicate that it is God's will that conditions the course of our lives. In this chapter, we have one essential Christian truth, and that truth is on sin as idolatry. Sin is not only a physical act of rebellion against God, such as lying or stealing, but it is also a matter of the heart. The physical displays of sin are the fruit of what has been birthed in the heart of a person, Matthew 15:10 through 20. In scripture, idolatry usually refers to bowing down to a statue made of wood or gold, worshiping created things instead of the Creator. But idolatry can take on more subtle forms, seeking of approval, security, power, pleasure, etc. We can diagnose the idolatry of our heart by examining the areas where the desires of our hearts have turned into idolatrous demands.